Welcome to All Things Social Security. My name is Stephanie Joy of Joy Disability. I am a Social Security disability attorney, and I would like to invite you to watch our daily video tips on the Social Security disability and SSI claims process each day at the new time of noon Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube on this channel. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our live Q&A live stream. So you are welcome to join that as well. Ask your questions, get there on time, and you'll be one of the first answered. Thanks so much and have a great day. Enjoy the video. Good morning. Happy Sunday. All things Social Security. Here's the roundup for the last week. This will be from Monday the 30th of June, 2025 until Saturday, July 5th. So it was and still is actually our Independence Day weekend. It was a crazy time up here. A lot of fun, but a little crazy. Okay, so we came out on Monday with a video share about the different areas of Social Security disability garnishment that can occur. We know there's a lot of protections against garnishment of your Social Security, but there are some areas that are not so protected by design. That was a purposeful carve out of the protections. So we go into that a little bit on Monday. That was the 30th. On Tuesday, this is a bit of a cautionary tale. Why there are times when an adjudicator calls a represented claimant directly and circumvents the attorney or the non-attorney rep. I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts on that and the inappropriate nature of that by and large, unless they've been given permission from the representative. On July 2nd, we went over a little bit of what your mental health therapist role is and what wordage they may or may not use in your records and or if you ask them for a report or what have you, and some of the pros and cons that go along with that. So you might want to take a listen if you have a mental health component to your case. July 3rd, this was, oh yeah, okay, this must have been Thursday, because Wednesday, aside from our daily share, the live Q&A session went on at 1 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. That was a bunch of fun. I had Shanna Justice with me that day. And Thursday is the quote unquote shortened up replay. When I say shortened up, I just mean those blank silences where we're trying to read a post and maybe the person's follow-up post so we can get them the answer to the question. So we just try to get those all stripped out of there for the replay so no one has to sit through that if they're going to watch the replay. July 4th, Independence Day. That was Friday. This was, oh yeah, discussing a Social Security Administration announcement about what came out in the new big bill that was finally passed, good, bad, and ugly. Some good, some bad, as it typically is when they're all trying to compromise and get something passed, and how the positive is entirely favorable to Social Security benefits and reduced taxation of them, although I don't think it went as far as what perhaps the current presidential administration wanted. But again, you take your compromises as you get them and you keep fighting for the rest of it. That was the 4th. And then on the 5th, Saturday, this is a share about a particular section of the grid that would apply to a 54-year-old, because I think it was a 54-year-old that brought it up. Avoiding the importance of avoiding a light RFC, residual functional capacity. So that was just a little, probably a Q&A. I'm thinking, I don't even recall. Yeah, it was from a Q&A. It was a clip from a live stream on this particular subject. And there's probably an additional video attached that helps explain more about that was previously made. Okay, so that's all she wrote for that week, guys. I hope you had a good one. I hope you had a great holiday. It was beautiful weather, so we kind of lucked out, I think. And I hope to see you every day at 12 noon. If you can join for a daily video share. And Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a weekly Q&A, sometimes with someone joining, sometimes not. And I look forward to seeing you. Take care now. If you have any questions, feel free to show up there. Talk to you later. It's still Sunday. Did you miss last week's Social Security roundup? Not this week that you just heard, but the one prior to that, and want to catch up? I'm attaching it now. Have a great day. Bye. Happy Sunday. Today, oh my gosh, what day is it? Is it the 29th? This is flying. Can you believe? I just want to double check. I got to find my calendar. Yeah, I think it's the 29th. Whoa. So we are at the end of June. All the kiddos have been out of school for a month or nearly a month, seems like. Anywho, I hope you've all had a great weekend and had a great last week. This is the Sunday Social Security Roundup for all things Social Security. And as you know, we do this weekly. So let's see what we had. June 23rd, which must have been last Monday. At least my notes are telling me this. We had a little video about whether under SGA work, when you're disabled, is always safe once the trial work period is over in your Social Security disability matter. I know that's kind of a big one there, but there was some wondering by some people, and I just wanted to get it out there. So basically, it would be someone who was disabled collecting Social Security disability insurance benefits, working part-time under SGA. And does that mean because they're working part-time under SGA that they are safe even after their trial work period? And when I say safe, I mean no one's ever going to look at what they're doing. And so we go into whether that's so or not. On Tuesday, the 24th, this was a little ditty about being disabled, working that part-time, self-employed though, not. And the 3 tests you should know about to determine whether it's SGA, because when you're self-employed, and we're able to play with the numbers or the activities, and it's not really as objective and cut and dried income information as it would be if we were a W-2 employee of a unconflicted employer. And it's why the SSA takes a slightly different analysis of whether we are SGA. So we go over that a little bit. Very important for self-employed people bringing in a part-time income. Okay, and Wednesday, we had our weekly live stream Q. Oops, no, we didn't. Yeah, we did, but it's funny because I don't think any other video came out. Sorry, normally it does. I don't know how that happened. Normally I still would have had the 12 noon one, which remember it went from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Curious about how you guys think about that. Is that better? Does it matter at all? Can you still find it? All right, so on the 25th, which would be Wednesday, we had our live stream at 1 o'clock p.m. All things Social Security, question and answers. For those that get there on time, they go first. It goes first in and first out. So we had a bunch of questions there. It was fun. It went like almost 2.5 hours. Sometimes I go a little over if there's still some questions coming in, so I don't leave anybody out. Okay, Friday, oops, no, Thursday is when the replay of the live stream came out. So the live stream is live. It hangs up there for a little while after as I try to get a software trimmed version to take out a lot of the downtime, like when I'm reading a question and just, reading it to you guys or trying to find it in the posted chat. I try to get all those kind of clipped out of it so that the replay doesn't have people on replay having to sit through that. It's probably bad enough when you're sitting through it live, right? Okay. And that was a live stream where I was actually not in the office. I was in a different room because of the heat situation. It was very hot and I needed to really be full-blown air conditioned. Okay, so the replay comes out for Thursday. Friday, fraud law review. This was about a Massachusetts man who for 22 years was stealing his dead father's Social Security benefits, and he also engaged in some COVID relief fund fraud. And the big kicker was that he got a really, in my opinion, light sentence for all this bad behavior. So it's kind of no wonder why people take the risk. The profit is so great and very little wrist spanking going on. It's more like pinky spanking. Then what do we have? Friday the 20th. It's a tip about, and we've talked about this in other videos, but when waiting a bit after you've stopped working due to your disability before jumping on filing that Social Security disability claim or SSI claim may be the best thing for your case if what you're interested in is potentially prevailing on initial or recon versus going all the way to ALJ hearing. And it can actually probably, in my opinion, improve your chances with that as well. So your overall chances of prevailing, I think, may be increased. And this is very case specific. So this doesn't apply to every single case, but quite a number. And so we go into that a little bit. Saturday looked like we had, a little ditty about SSD garnishment and all the various ways, although they are limited, and SSD and Social Security are very protected, generally speaking, from many kinds of garnishment. There are still several that some might be surprised about that can cause it to be garnished. So we go into those a little bit. And that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. It's been a fun week. I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you have a better week next week than last week. And I will hopefully see you at 12 noon on the dailies. I think they're at 12 noon now. And certainly Wednesday at 1 p.m. this Wednesday, July 2nd. Okay. See you then. Bye-bye.